Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Lord Lodge podcast, where we accidentally did the cocktail stream early this year because Celso here, Celso knows about Day of the Dead. He invited me to a Day of the Dead party, and can you pronounce it in Spanish because I'll get it wrong?
Dia De Los Muertos.
Yeah. So Celso here is a local bartender. He's got Boozy Mixology is his Instagram and everything. Do you want to tell people what you are, what you do?
Yeah, so Instagram handle is Boozy Mixologist, as well as my TikTok handle is Boozy Mixologist. So if you like some fun bartender and mixology content, feel free to follow. If not,
He won't judge you, but we will.
He won't cut you. Don't worry.
Yeah, I've been in the game for about 13 years. Still rocking. I tried to get out before, but here I am still.
Yeah. But you're doing a killer job of it, and I am probably more excited for this than I have been for most things this year.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
The first time I had one of your cocktails, we were hanging out at the bar in town, and we were like, oh, these are way better than they have any right to be in this place.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
100%.
Yeah, everywhere I go, I try to take my knowledge and I try to my expertise, bring on fresh ingredients. If I find out a place doesn't have it, you want to tell them what happened?
Oh yeah, I was at another bar. So worked at. He was working a different job that night. I had a really bad whiskey sour. He ran over and made me a bomb whiskey sour, probably one of the best I've ever had. Just casually, just ran over, hung out, made me a drink, chatted for a bit and left. It was awesome. Really
Starting a new service, it's like boozy emergency. So
I mean, honestly,
you're somewhere with a bad drink and I gotta come and fix it. I will.
have a van, you just show up, But yeah, so obviously this past week was Halloween, it was Day of the Dead, it was All Saints Day, All Souls Day. There's a bunch of holidays around this time of year, and of course Samhain for our Celtic pagan friends. But there were a bunch of holidays this year that are associated with the dead and the afterlife, and they vary because All Saints Day and All Souls Day are very solemn holidays. They are, you're quiet, you're reverent, you want to give honor and respect to the dead. Dia De Los Muertos is a little different, right?
It is, and it isn't. If you want to talk about the origin, it was, way thousands of years ago. We're looking back at a 2-month-long celebration that involved some questionable sacrifices. But it was all dancing, singing, partying, remembering the dead. But it also catered to the god of war and the god of fire, not even the god of the death or anything.
Right.
She was just kind of like the one that would guide the people or guide the souls back to their families for a bit. But yeah, like the first month, it'd be like July to August.
Sure.
You'd celebrate the god of war with Day of the Dead, essentially Day of the Dead festival for a month.
Right.
And the god of war liked it if you tore out some warriors' hearts in his honor.
As you should.
So imagine a month long of that. Then 1 day break. Then you go into the second part of Day of the Dead festival for another month of what's the fire god.
Okay.
He liked it when you burned people alive.
Okay.
That's how you please him.
A lot of.
But again, singing, dancing, a lot of cheerful things. Just celebrating life.
It balances out,
We embrace death. We embrace the idea of death when it comes to this, and first, so that's why we remember it.
Right. And so being the sacrifice, as I understand it, was also a position of honor.
It was all honor.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It was an honor to be sacrificed. That's why the winners of like that little basketball game they had back then.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? Like the winners would get sacrificed, and it was like the honor you wanted. No one would watch that game at all.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that is one of the. I've watched depictions of the sport. I can't recall the name of it, but I totally do not understand how. It is the level of dexterity involved with not using your hands and using entirely elbows, chest, and knees is incredible.
Head.
Oh yeah.
It's a heavy ball too. They still play that. They'll put up like performances of it.
Yeah, I mean, I assume they don't actually do the sacrifice anymore.
It's the whole. It's like Renford.
Right.
You go to Renford and they're reenacting horse jousting or whatever. Whereas here, it's kind of like you're going to a place and you're watching them play this game.
Right.
They talk about the history of it and all that.
So, how, do you know, like, in your family, was there any connection between, like, did you hold the connection between that through to the All Saints Day stuff? Or is your family kind of traditionally stuck more with the Aztec side of things?
No, so like all things, they get colonized and, taken over. So, they took those 2 months from the Gregorian calendar,
Right.
whatever. They try to line it up with the Hallows Eve, All Hallows Eve, which, so it starts with Day of the Dead Eve, which is Halloween night.
Okay.
And then you have November 1st, which is, correct me if I'm wrong, for you guys, it's All Saints Day.
All Saints Day.
Okay, so for us, it's Dia De Los Muertos,
Okay.
which is, it's Day of the Innocents, which is, you celebrate the children that have passed.
Okay.
All right, and then the second day, which is now what's the other?
It's All Souls Day in Christian.
All Souls Day. Then it's now just Day of the Dead,
Christianity.
the adults and whatnot.
Gotcha.
You know, I've also, my family, like my immediate family, didn't really do anything for it.
Okay.
We would have an ofrenda, it's you know, the Virgin Mary, and just pictures of
What's
family
an
members. The ofrenda is an altar.
Okay.
It would typically carry things like this, an offering bowl. You would have food and beverage available. So, like, speaking of, you know, we'll pour one out for the homies here. Oh, can I do it? No, I'm making a mess. It's okay. We'll pour a little bit one out here.
Move the crock pot full of warm apple cider out of the way.
Yeah. Here we go. For them, I put out an apple.
Pro tip, if you want your house to smell amazing in the fall, just keep warm apple cider going all day on the crock pot. Delicious, and it smells great.
With the spices. Though.
With the spices,
Yes,
yes.
the spices. Gotta have the spices way over here.
So, walk me through, I guess, obviously, had I been able to come to the party, that would have been nice, but walk me through what Day of the Dead is for you now.
For me, so it's still having the altar set up, which I always have an altar already with pictures of family members that have passed. But then I decorate it with the appropriate flowers, which would normally be marigolds.
Okay.
And that's to guide them to essentially help them guide them in their journey.
Right.
We believe that when someone passes, they go through a journey and some hardships along the way to get to the afterlife. And by doing something like this, it's giving them food, nourishment, and guidance to get them there. And then,
Gotcha.
you know.
Could you explain some of the other things that you have set up there?
Yeah, so you always want to have Palo Santo or sage around. I throw in a white crystal as well in there. I mean, I don't leave it on the bowl. This is just a general setup I have. This would be essentially the offering bowl where you put some foods and stuff.
Gotcha.
Usually they would make something called pan muerto. So it's a nice puff pastry, and they make the top look like there's bones on it
Okay.
to represent the bones of your relatives or the people you're missing. Now the flowers, like I said, you want to stick to bright colors. If you can't find marigolds, like I can't find marigolds around here at all. They don't ship well either.
I might be able to get you marigolds.
Yeah.
My mom's a florist.
Well, yeah, I went to all the forests around here.
Really?
Nothing. They were like, nah, they said the same thing. They don't ship well. They don't hold.
Wow.
But as long as you can find orange or yellow flowers, that's the bright colors you can do. And you'll want to typically have some skulls out, colorful ones mainly. But I brought this one. This is a Aztec death whistle. I don't know if you guys
I have heard them.
heard of them. And
if you want to blow it, go for it. If it works.
hope your neighbors don't hate us for it.
They might. Yeah.
Interesting.
There's
When
there's a
you
lot
hear
of-
that, you know your life was over.
There is that probably didn't even make it through the compressor, but just in case anybody didn't hear that, you have heard it because half of the videos on TikTok that are like, "Oh my God, it's a Wendigo screaming," are that. The other 49% are big cats, and there's 1% that I look at and I'm like, well, I don't know, but I don't want to meet it.
Yeah, they'll make these whistles to sound either like the screams of people or the screams of like jaguars and stuff like that, just to initiate fear in someone's eyes. Like if they're in battle and you don't know they're sneaking up on you, once you hear that, forget about it, run.
Yeah, I can imagine being a conquistador and hearing that.
And
I would not want to stay in the New World. I would be like, send me back. You know what? Crusades sound like a good time. Let's do another of those.
I thought the trip wasn't too bad. I'll do another one.
what's another 3 months?
This is fine. This is fine. I don't need the gold.
Oh, trade winds aren't happening? We'll paddle. It's fine. You know, we need the exercise.
Now, fortunately, it didn't go down like that, but you know.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he said.
Yeah.
Yeah, they stuck around.
He's like, yeah. So I think what has been the most interesting for me, especially after I spent the last couple of weeks researching this and talking about it on the more Celtic Northern European side, is the Halloween celebration developed basically out of a pretty solid 50-50 mix of Celtic pagan traditions and Christian traditions, and then some stuff that was just related to mischief and literally not wanting to get caught, which is where the costuming seems to have come from. is that it started with wearing a mask or, disguising yourself, you were a woman wearing boys' clothes, so that when you went out and you took a farmer's pig and put it up on his roof, nobody was going to come after you specifically because they had no idea who did it. And it seems like that probably originally developed in Scotland and then spread to the rest of the English-speaking world, hence how English-speaking Halloween has all of these costumes that are not really supposed to be associated with the dead necessarily, but rather just not you.
Mischief.
Yeah, and on the other hand, when I look at Day of the Dead celebrations, I'm seeing a lot of skulls, I'm seeing a lot of, reverence specifically around the dead, and yet it seems like it's a lot more of a party than All Saints Day is.
Yeah, so we'd, like I said, you'd have the offender at home, but then you'd also would set up at the gravesite.
Okay.
Family member, occasionally sleeping over. You would
Oh,
sleep
wow.
overnight at the gravesite. But, other people were doing it.
Yeah.
Alone, obviously, but in Mexico, it's noted that you'll bring a blanket and a pillow, and you'll have candles lit up, which the candles still represent the god of fire,
Gotcha.
like stuff like that, which is interesting. You're just not sacrificing people or throwing it on anyone.
Probably the best.
Yeah,
It's a good change.
That wouldn't really go over well
No,
today.
no.
Probably
we're
not.
adding to that, no.
But since it is a celebration, is alcohol usually involved?
Well, like if you celebrate, as long as you're celebrating with it, it's whatever you want to do. Yeah. So like if let's say a family member passed and they enjoyed a good bottle of tequila, you would typically put that bottle of tequila out with a glass, pour it out, leave it out there, so the significance with the fire and having some food out is like you'd see the light just flicker randomly.
Got it.
That would mean that they're communicating with you.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah. So it's nice. And then like I know it's just evaporating, but you'll see that glass slowly diminish.
Yeah, and so it's kind of like
It's just
it.
evaporation.
It sounds like it's really as much as it is in reverence for the dead, it's also a celebration of them in their lives.
It's all celebration. You talk to, let's say, like the party I threw. Normally it's just a family thing I do, it's just for me and my kids and my wife. But this time I decided to let's bring some friends in. Let's have some fun. I'll make some cocktails, some fun cocktails. And so everyone came over. And I told them, bring a picture. I'm going to show you guys something neat. And we did it. Everyone brought some pictures. And we talked hey, this was my grandfather who was in World War II.
Oh, it's so fun.
This and that. And then that's the whole point is that you're sharing a memory of someone so that their life continues.
Right. It's a really positive holiday from what it sounds like.
Absolutely.
It's all positive, man. It's nothing negative, and it only brings people together. We did all that, and then we just played a bunch of games.
Yeah.
No, it was not there to get hammered.
Exactly. It's
just to enjoy everyone's company and then learn something new of I had no idea your grandfather was in World War II, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
Share a little bit of family history.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, from what I can tell, it sounds like it would be a pretty solid way to bring communities together.
100%.
Absolutely. Someone sent me a picture earlier too, and they're no tie-in to Latin America at all. And they apparently did a Day of the Dead little altar. I was like, that's incredible that it's reaching other cultures too. China has their own way of doing Day of the Dead. I don't want to mispronounce it, but it's like King Ming Festival. The Japanese have Oban. Haiti people have their Voodoo Festival known as Fetigude. I don't know. But it's all desire to honor the dead. Nothing ever, like I said, nothing negative. It's all honor, celebration, embracing the idea of death.
Right, and I love what you said there about it spreading to other cultures, because that is one of my favorite things is when you look at these kinds of traditions, whether they're religious, cultural, ceremonial, whatever it's for. I always love when I see somebody who's not from a Celtic Christian background out on Halloween. I love when somebody who might practice, who's Hindu, comes to a Christmas party and enjoys it. I love being able to share those things and not have it be, oh well, mine's better than yours, or I can't enjoy yours because mine is different. No, let's enjoy each other. Let's figure out what everybody's about and then have some fun with it, and maybe see how we're all a little bit more connected than we thought we were, rather than looking at it no, it's my holiday. It's my holiday.
No, absolutely, and it's not. Don't. I might joke around and be like, stop colonizing my shit. But no, it's I would love to embrace that. Like I said, this time I opened up to a bunch of my friends and I taught them the tradition, and it's something now I want to continue to do. Keep it open to friends. And
Sounds great.
I'll keep sending that invite out.
I will make sure that I am free, because that sounds great.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Well, it falls every year in the same year, or at the same time, November 1st and 2nd, with, of course, Halloween being the eve of it, but
Yeah.
you know, the kids go trick or treating. So.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Gotta leave one day for the kids. Also, I would like to apologize. I know in the video from Friday, I said don't do trunk or treat because it's lame. I should have clarified. If you live in a walkable suburban neighborhood and you do trunk or treat because you're lazy, that's lame. If you live in a rural neighborhood or you live in an area where it's not necessarily safe to go door to door and you do trunk or treat, okay, cool.
Yeah.
My point was more like, if you have the ability to take your kids trick or treating, the only reason you're not doing it is because you're too lazy to walk around for an hour and a half, that sucks. Be better.
Yeah.
That's the bad parenting.
My kids only needed 45 minutes. They had a full bag and they were tired. They were like, I'm done. Let's go.
Oh,
Once around the block, that's all they need.
nice and easy.
Give
Oh,
your kids the happy memories that you have.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Or
you
that
know?
you didn't have.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Make their childhood better than yours.
Yeah.
on October 30th. Send them out with some toilet paper and eggs, and just let what happens happen. Don't do that.
Don't
Toilet
do
paper, sure. Eggs, those leave a mark. But
And they're expensive now. Way more.
Yeah.
Toilet
Oh, yeah.
paper is too. What are we doing these
yeah,
days?
it's fair. Yeah, that's-
Yeah.
maybe
Mischief's not worth the cost.
ding dong ditching is. We're back to ding dong ditching.
Back
Yeah,
to the
that's what we're gonna do.
No,
Also-
bring camera.
Oh yeah, good point.
Next.
Next. Okay, see, we're back to the original Scottish part.
We're
Okay,
going all
cool.
the way to the origin.
Also, just to really quickly acknowledge it, suck it, Dallas.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm alive right now.
We're going to a wedding in Dallas next weekend, and you better believe we're bringing the jerseys.
As you should.
Yep.
But we have all of this right in front of us, and it's driving me absolutely insane. So tell me what we're going through here.
Yes.
All right, so gonna bring in some classic drinks with a little bit of a twist, my personal touches. All right, national drink of Mexico. You happen to know what it is?
I
Don't say
could.
margarita.
No, I was.
Don't say.
Oh, can I phone a friend?
Alcoholic drink or regular drink?
The national alcoholic drink of Mexico. It is commonly mistaken for a margarita, but it's
What
not.
everybody thinks is a margarita.
It's the
Is it
Paloma.
Ah,
La Paloma. All right, and I would go into the origin of it, but there's so many different stories of like, oh, it was created by some bartender in
Right.
Mexico in a nice little
That's how
tavern,
it goes.
or that it was also brought over from Spain and it was just other things. Well, I love some bubbly.
They're so
Ooh,
good.
grapefruit too. Couldn't have done any better.
Yeah, by the way, they're not even sponsoring us. We're just addicted to bubbly.
We wish they would because I go through 6 cases of them a week. But
They're going to Costco, pick up Spindrift too, man. Those are my
Are they
favorite
good?
ones. They got
Yeah.
real juice in them.
Yeah, in the same vein that like Wendigoon is desperate to have Dr. Enough sponsor him, that's how we feel about bubbly.
desperate.
Yeah, like I would do anything.
I'm looking for
Anything.
tequila sponsors.
That's more in your alley.
Additive free tequila. Which brings me to this Highland tequila, additive free. It's a high altitude agave, which just means it's a little more fruit forward, a little bit sweeter. I enjoy it. It's very smooth. Additive free from Boardroom here in Lansdale, Pennsylvania. They are distilling it in Mexico. And it's
Awesome.
Eventually, yeah. So it is actual tequila, not PA agave spirit. It's enjoyable, but you know, if you run a brewery and you need a tequila, highly recommend that.
Yeah.
When I say additive free, it's like there's tequilas out there that are adding food color and caramel, vanilla notes, and it's ruining the tequilas, and that's what's causing those hangovers that makes you hate tequila.
Ah.
I promise you, you drink some of this, the next day you're gonna wake up.
I have yet to have a boardroom drink that I didn't enjoy. Like
Yeah.
everything there has been. I mean, obviously, with you making them, it's kind of hard to appreciate it.
Yeah,
Not
that's a slight, kind of extra step ahead of the game that you've got over everyone else. So
I'm very happy they brought me on.
yeah. With
From what I hear, they're happy that I'm aboard too.
with
everybody in
that,
town is happy that you're a boardroom.
yeah, we cannot confirm that these drinks are going to be as good at home if he's not making them.
There's just something in the shake.
Yeah,
I swear, because everyone says, what do you do differently? Because I teach everyone the same.
Mhm.
They do the same pours, but then they say, I don't know why yours tastes better. And I say, it's the shake, man. It's got to be.
It's gotta be the
We'll
shake.
see it happen.
happen.
We'll watch it happen.
There we go.
So work some magic for us, man.
All right.
Walk us through these.
So let's do the first one. It's going to be a Paloma, but it's going to be a Paloma Noche. All right? Noche means night. Now, I made a simple syrup out of squid ink. Well, it's cuttlefish ink from Spain.
All right.
Yep. So I took away that fishy smell, this super salty taste. So it's only going to enhance the drink a little bit more. With
Gotcha.
it's like adding a pinch of salt, which you already do to a Paloma. You
Gotcha.
throw a pinch of salt in the drink and shake it up. We're going to do that with the squid ink. and that's also going to color the drink essentially no longer.
That's so cool.
Nice.
Yeah. And the reason I do that and not activated charcoal is because, I mean, if you think about what activated charcoal is also used for in the medical field,
Yeah.
why am I putting that in alcohol?
No.
This is used in pasta dishes, and why not in a drink, right?
Yeah.
So,
Very Italian of you.
always very, very.
It make a good pasta. It make a good alcohol.
I'm pretty sure it's a Spanish dish, though. So, just
For those concerned, he is Italian, so
Yeah.
no, the one who's the one who's making fun of the Italian accent right now.
Yeah.
So I did 2 ounces of the tequila,
Nice.
and I'm gonna do half an ounce of the lime juice. No, screw it. I want an ounce. I like lime. And if you're not squeezing your lime juice, I will find you.
So
You will
no
not have
store-bought
good
lime
time.
juice.
No store bought.
So
That
just-
has extra ingredients that take away from the freshness of it.
Mm.
You really want the fresh. I just squeezed that before we started, thinking it. You know.
How many
Yeah,
limes it takes to get that?
So the size limes I had, if you squeezed a whole lime, that's probably about an ounce of lime juice.
Those were pretty big limes.
No, the lemons were huge.
Yeah.
Now, this is my rimming lemon. As you can see, it's a weird design, but you'll see why.
Okay.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I think I have an idea where it's going.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to do an ounce of the grapefruit juice. I'm going to do half an ounce of agave nectar, not simple syrup. Agave nectar is only going to enhance the tequila drink. I personally also do it in every other drink. It's better than simple syrup, or it's like doing the demerara syrup. It's just a little bit healthier. When people say like, I need something sugar-free, but then the drink's too bitter because it's all citrus.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with agave or demerara. So I'm going to do half an ounce of the agave, only because then I'm going to do half an ounce of the squid ink, simple like I said.
Gotcha.
Smell that. Tell me what does this smell like? Nothing, right?
Ooh.
Nothing.
Okay.
So the squid ink came in a little jar, and when you open it, it's like you're in a fish market.
Yeah, I was
I would
expecting.
imagine.
I was expecting it to be briny, but it was not.
Yeah, no, it's
And that's
it's
it.
very
It's
neutral.
briny and yeah. And I gotta tell you, man, it was an experimentation because I was looking up like how can I do this? There's all these people on Reddit, on every site I was, and they were basically saying like, I ruined it, I botched it, it just burns or something, and I'm like,
Burns?
What am I gonna do? Like I'm like, how am I gonna do this? And I was just experimenting and got it on the first try. I was like, oh no.
It's not that you were just born for it.
Like I said, here's the shake, right? You see some people shake like this. This is how you start getting that little hunchback, and then when you go to that bar with the 70-year-old that's like this,
Yeah.
it's probably because they never learned to shake properly. And then
You got a 3-point
high,
cake going here.
get the shoulder moving, right?
Watch the form. It's important.
This is how it's gonna taste as good as mine,
This
right?
is what makes the difference, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
It does seem to be what makes the difference.
Yeah, exactly. No,
You want to cup?
I'm not saying it sarcastically.
You want to cup this,
Okay.
right? Like you're an assassin coming up on
All right.
someone from behind, snap their neck,
Uh,
nice and quietly. You see it didn't like squeal or anything.
Yeah.
Now I traditionally like to put the Paloma in a Collins glass. Now, like I said, you'll see why it's like I cut my lemons or limes this way.
Sure.
But I'm just gonna do a nice little
Gotcha.
half in here. Get that salt, tussin.
No.
You're already on the brand.
You're on
Love
the
it.
right channel for that.
Yep.
so.
Now, just for drinks to look very good, we're gonna do fresh ice.
All right.
Strain the drink in here. Here we got a Paloma that does not look like it's normal.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's so cool.
Normally it's pink. Now
Doing
at
it.
nighttime, we're gonna top it all with some grapefruit soda. This is Jarritos.
All right.
I recommend Squirt too. Squirt's everyone's favorite. It's my favorite to say.
I'm gonna put that.
You wanna show it to the camera?
Right there.
But here we are. Not a traditional Paloma,
That's
Have one
gorgeous.
on screen.
but it looks
Can I see it?
Yeah, you can definitely see it on screen.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh,
It looks
so great.
it
Yeah,
actually
that looks
really
great.
good on screen.
good.
All right. We got a taste test.
Yeah, you guys straws?
Uh,
I forgot to bring straws.
There's one in the dishwasher.
There's one.
Not the best.
I think it's all.
No worries, but here you guys go.
Just in case.
Madison, gonna try first.
No, you go for it.
All right.
Gonna try and
Pause.
pause.
Thumbs up.
Try. If there's anything left that we can pour some out here for the homies.
I like that face.
That's so smooth.
I like that face. All right.
That is. I like to describe Celso's
Oh.
drinks as dangerous because they are that good.
Oh, dude, right?
Yeah, I can.
Oh my god. You gotta take that over and let the girls try it.
Yeah, please all sip.
Oh boy.
Put these on the side here.
The live audience is the lady friends.
Yeah.
If you want to end up live here at our
That
show,
is
it's a raffle
delicious.
type thing.
The raffle is that you have to date one of us for several months.
Well, that's good.
It's really good.
That's real good.
There's the verdict. I wish I could describe it, but I'm currently on a sobriety journey, so
Love that.
I trust my instincts at this point.
They're good instincts.
I don't think there's ever been a time where I tried something and I was like,
Right.
let me fix it.
It's so good.
Not to sound cocky or anything, but
It's citrusy, it's sweet, and it does not taste like tequila.
Not at all.
and there's 2 ounces in there, so
It's-
just saying.
It is.
People will say, "Oh, it doesn't taste strong." That means it's balanced.
Yeah.
And trust me, you don't want to change the drink. I hate when people go out and they want to taste the liquor.
Yeah.
If you want to taste the liquor, just get it on the rocks. I like tequila on the rocks. I'll drink it like that. But I occasionally would like to
here
enjoy
for a
a
little
cocktail.
bit so you can
Yeah.
see it.
But I want it to be balanced. I don't need to sit there and think like, damn, I'm gonna get drunk right away off one.
Yeah.
I like to have the balanced cocktails.
You want to enjoy the experience.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, the only problem I would have is that I would drink that way too fast.
Yeah. No, that's like that to me is something that I would really enjoy actually just relaxing.
Yeah.
Like the idea of like sipping a cocktail, for example, it's November, Dia De Los Muertos, maybe out celebrating with, friends and family at, any given location that would be appropriate. To me, that is something that I would want to just enjoy.
Yeah.
You're not, like you said, you're not trying to get hammered. You're just with people celebrating. That's a drink that I'd enjoy in that
Something you
setting.
wanna do. Absolutely. Now, like I said, a Paloma's very classic drink of Mexico. Definitely something like this with the squid ink will bring out that characteristic of it being spooky or
Yeah.
part of the Dead tradition. But that's something I was making at my party too.
Oh my God.
I was making a spicy guava one margarita with the
Ooh.
jalapeno simple syrup that I made and cayenne pepper.
Nice.
That's definitely one that's sipper because it's one of those like you don't want to drink it way too much. It's very nectary,
Yeah.
which means like it can go down, but then that jalapeno is kind of like I'm here.
Mm.
Don't do it.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
Enjoy me.
I am astonished at how good that tastes.
Now,
I mean, I'm not surprised, but it's.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
We're gonna do a Margarita Noir. Basically, I'm gonna make a classic margarita, which is the 2, 1, 1, and 1.
And
2 ounces of tequila, and I'm bringing in also this orange liqueur that is made through Boardroom as well. They also graciously let me use this today. Boardroom Spirits orange liqueur. I think an orange liqueur like Cointreau or this or even Grand Marnier are better than triple sec. Triple secs are very sugary. This is actually made with Valencia oranges, and you can really taste it, and it only enhances a cocktail.
Yeah. We're gonna have to put a boardroom link in the description
100%.
so that
They
people
do
can actually
deliver.
try these.
Yeah.
Because this is.
They deliver, or in Phoenixville, we have the satellite location
Yeah.
restaurant and bottle shop. You can go in there, and the bottles cost the same as they would online.
Yeah.
But you won't have to pay a delivery fee.
And there's a chance that you'll see one of us.
Yeah.
And myself, of course, I'm there pretty much 5 days a week.
I am.
Lime juice, as always, make sure it's freshly juiced, or Aidan will come personally and
I will.
flick you in the nose.
Yep. I will do it.
Now, I'm not going to do the agave syrup
Might even kiss you.
that I'm going to use.
Not if you're not fresh.
But only if you're okay with it. Yeah.
I'm going to do 3/4 ounces of the squid ink, simple syrup, and then 1/4 ounce of agave.
Okay.
Just because you still need the agave. In
Yeah.
I feel like I can't not do it, but I don't want to overwhelm it with sweetness.
I mean,
I want that characteristics of it,
I think it's just got such an interesting flavor, and like it's sweet, but it's not. It's like it's sweet but not sugary.
Yeah.
I guess is the way to describe it.
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
I know. Well, when I was one of my college roommates, my buddy Alex, the way I am with whiskey, he's that way with tequila. Where if I have the money, I will go and I will keep a fully stocked whiskey shelf with, all of my favorite bourbons and everything. He does that with tequila, and I have always drank tequila as a shots drink. When I was staying with him one weekend down at his place in Maryland, he was like, oh, do you want a glass of tequila? And of course, I'm like, what do you mean a glass of tequila? And then he poured me a glass of some really high-end tequila, and I came to realize that this is in fact a very good alcohol that is not just for getting hammered. It's delicious and good for cocktails, and maybe we're a little too hard on the tequila these days.
Oh, 100%.
As a culture.
No, everybody that I've ever encountered that drinks tequila generally dislikes it because they're always having bad tequila.
And because they're drinking shots of it.
The additive stuff, and then usually house tequila is, like I said, all there. It'll actually say like tequila mixed with whatever, or it's tequila flavoring on something, and that's why people love a bad time. It's typically grain alcohol.
Yeah.
Tequila flavoring
Straight
on
up
grain
grain
alcohol.
alcohol.
Oh!
Yeah.
That's what a lot of the house tequila is. But people really just give me the house, and then they have a bad time.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple brands I don't want to really mention, but commonly it has the name gold in it, or if they say gold, stay away from those. It's food coloring, not even. It's just food coloring.
Yeah, so that was one thing I would love to ask really quick before we do this one. Gold tequila versus silver tequila. My understanding is that silver tequila is
Just Blanco.
okay.
It's just gold is food coloring, but then there's reposado, which just means aged for a few months, and then you have añejos, which is much longer than the reposados. And you should notice a little bit of the color change if they're lined up, but realistically, if it's additive free, you won't see much of a change in color.
Really?
So a well-aged tequila will be slightly darker, but not like gold.
I wouldn't even say darker, man. It would just have like a tint. Like if you would have to put it next to a Blanco to actually see the difference in color.
Okay.
Same with the añejo. You'll have to put it right next to the Blanco to see it change in color.
Gotcha.
It shouldn't be super dark. That's just caramel coloring and flavoring. And
Interesting.
you don't want to do that. There's lists online of like additive-free tequilas that they're so sippable. They're so much better in cocktails. I wouldn't even touch them in cocktails,
Yeah.
I do use Blancos for cocktails just because they're easier to mix with.
Right.
The aged ones, if I was maybe making like an old-fashioned style drink, I'm sorry, I can't go ahead and take
Yeah,
that.
sure.
I'll pour it up to the
Yeah,
camera.
what is it that I'm holding here?
Yeah, so what's the name again?
That's just the Margarita Noir with a tahini rim,
Oh,
just to give it a little bit of color there too.
it looks delicious. I'll do the first honors on this one.
Please do.
Gotta get some of that. Oh, I mean, I should have put 2 rims on there.
Ooh, I need to taste
They
it.
do call me the Rim Reaper. But that's
Love
for
that.
other reasons.
Incredible name.
Yeah.
Relevant for this time of year.
So margaritas are one of my favorite drinks, and this is now my favorite margarita.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice. Noticeably different in style from the last drink.
What is
Like
this?
very similar.
That's tahini.
What is tahini?
It is, so it's like chili, there's lime zest, chili flakes, salt.
And did you make that fresh?
No,
Okay,
that's
gotcha.
not. I mean,
That's
you can
store-bought
definitely make it.
Yeah.
I
Gotcha.
have a case of that.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, it's
Always have a case
great.
of it.
You're paler than I am.
Yeah. But she's a lot more Mexican than you are.
True. She is a lot more Mexican.
Do you guys know why we call you gringos? Gringos?
I know Call of Duty said it had to do with a war.
Well, it was, I guess the Mexican-American War is where Mexico was wearing green, of course, in their military outfits. And we would call you guys gringos because they would just sit there with a checkboard. And if you were wearing green, they'd be like, green, go.
Gotcha.
Green, go. And it's like, that's how that came to be.
That's
I think they were separating the Irish and the Mexicans. No, that's what it was. You know, Mexicans and Irish people fought together against the Americans because,
Really?
yeah, y'all, I can't say y'all because you're, but Americans were enslaving Irish people. And
Yeah, it wasn't great.
they would,
Yeah.
if they would get free, Mexico would kind of welcome them in, give them, supplies, and make them one of their own.
Yeah.
yeah. We Union Irish did okay.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Southern Irish, not so much.
Yeah.
Also, Union Irish doing okay. It was more like if you survived the part where you got off the boat from Ireland, they handed you a rifle and sent you to the south.
True.
If you survived that part, you were golden until you got back to New York and they had signs that said Irish need not apply.
Yeah.
But you were just poor, not a slave.
A mild upgrade.
A
but
mild
upgrade
upgrade.
nonetheless.
You couldn't find work, and you were treated like you were trash and subhuman, but...
And it's still happening.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways. Now, another special treat, not one of my drinks or anything. I mean, none of these were. I just added the twist of the squid ink. But this is also a drink that I made a version of it, but I'm making someone else's. I'm not sure who it is, but it's called a Oaxacan sour. In Oaxaca, a lot of the mezcal, that's where it's coming from. If you ever had mezcal, it has a smoky taste to it.
So what's the difference between mezcal and tequila?
Well, definitely. So the mezcal, like, it comes from a different place. It won't come from Jalisco, Mexico,
Okay.
which is Tequila, Mexico.
Okay.
Right. And like I said, mezcal will have a smoky taste to it. It's, how to explain it? It's like they do it underground.
Okay.
Yes,
Interesting.
like they
They roast the agave plant.
roast it. That's what I was like. It's not burning.
Oh, so it's like-
That's the other word.
It's like when they pit roast it?
They were Anakin Skywalker the shit out of it underground. So, but I just forgot the word roast. So thank you.
Incredible.
Now, magic number 2 ounces.
Okay. It sounds like everything is 2 ounces tequila.
That's just for me. It's
For
really
standard.
for like a balanced cocktail, 1.5. But then, like I said, some things we're getting some liqueurs added. So some
Yeah.
drinks will be up to 4 ounces of total alcohol. But it's all considering the ingredients.
Rookie numbers.
Yeah. And look, gotta get 'em up. I'm gonna do 2 dashes of
That-
orange bitters.
That Penn State experience coming through.
I'm gonna do an ounce of egg white. Just the white. Remember when I ran down to the restaurant with something like this? Like, yo, I got to we're making whiskey
So
sour.
that's what it is.
Now we got fresh lemon juice.
Ooh.
1 ounce. And this one's just gonna stay regular. I'm not gonna use the squid ink. I will do a full ounce of the agave syrup though.
Okay.
If I can get it all to come out. And now we want to dry shake first.
Gotcha.
Right? Get that nice and frothy with the egg
So
white.
dry shake means no ice?
No ice. Yep.
Gotcha.
Let's give it a good dry shake. All right, why don't you show us a shake there?
Oh, God.
There you go. Yep, you were right.
Holding this?
Perfect. Yep, you're holding it great.
Whoa. There, yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
You gotta get a finger at the end of it, I assume.
There you go.
Like-
Relax. Just like you're about to throw it.
I'm trying. I don't have the
Get a
elbow
little
action.
more, get a little more movement
Yeah,
in
no.
there.
No,
My
get some
elbows are
ice
too
in there.
stiff.
It probably feels weird with like nothing in it. You know? Now we'll add the ice. There's a good amount of ice there. We want to get nice and cold.
I'll give it a
You
go.
know, you're gonna all the smoking in
Yeah.
Well,
That's a good mezcal. Okay, he got it.
he's got better rhythm than I do.
Yeah, I'll travel last weekend.
He's ready for Tijuana.
It's only Tom Cruise. It's cocktail time.
Yeah, nice and cold. It feels nice and
Oh,
cold
yeah.
in your hands. That's what you want. And then, like I said, you want to whisper some sweet little things. to
Right,
it.
of course, yeah. Daddy's here, snap neck.
You know, the usual shit you'd hear.
It's the Rim Reaper time.
I'm not going to do any rim on this, but we'll do that.
Nice.
Now this gets a red wine topper.
Ooh.
Yeah. We're
Does the
ready.
type of wine matter?
I would prefer a red sweet wine over something like this.
Okay.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
What kind are you working with now?
That's an apothic red wine winemaker's blend. It is on the sweeter side.
It is sweeter.
It's not, it's not dessert wine, but it is a sweet red.
Got
Now, normally it should float on top.
Yeah, I'm not much of a wine person. I'm a bad Italian in that way, but
Oh, it did float. Okay. Ooh. I got shaky hands. But yeah, as you can see,
That's fantastic.
there it is.
oh, it looks so cool.
Would one of you do the honor?
Sure.
Sorry. Shake
And I took the last one.
All right, fair enough.
Shake it with it too.
I mean,
Let's launch it.
I took my ADD meds and drank 2 cups of coffee the other day, and I was the same way. I was like, I'm trying to write my notes in my hands. Like,
Oh, it was really
I showed it to her. I'm like, why is my handwriting even more of a mess today? Oh,
That is. Let me hear your thoughts.
all right.
If you like, whiskey sours are generally made the same way with the egg white.
Doesn't it just feel like balanced?
It's smoky. It's sweet.
Yeah.
Now they tried it like that, right? Let's go ahead and actually mix it.
Ooh.
Now it's the full drink.
I need somebody to do this to my brain.
Looks. And try it again. You know, drinks change.
Oh,
You're sipping them.
even better after it's stirred.
And yet it gets more balanced.
Yeah, the one thing I'm thinking is, wow, this is really smoky. And then you stirred it and I'm like, this is perfect. This is the perfect amount of smoke.
Now, and as a special treat, only because you guys were able to supply it, you guys made a cider, spiced cider, right?
Yes.
So I will make a spiced cider margarita for the sake of the
I
fun.
will never, ever complain about a spiced cider margarita.
Never.
So I'm going to do the 2 ounces of the spiced cider. We'll do the 2 ounces of tequila because that's just how it be, right?
That's how we do.
I'm going to only do half an ounce of the agave this time because we want the cider to be the prominent flavor here. Right?
Mm-hmm.
No lemon, no lime juice. It's cider.
You can step in front of the camera if you need to.
That's arguably so much funnier that way.
It's very on brand for the holiday season.
Yeah.
I was just helping you guys
A
stay.
little bit of,
All the salt there.
Nice, nice.
Woo.
Nice.
there we go.
All
Nice and simple. Super quick. Just like me.
Oh, that's so good. Oh my god.
And it's the spiced cider.
The spiced ciderita.
Sure.
The Thanksgiverita.
Thanks for giving me this Rita, bro.
Exactly.
Mm.
That's really good. You wanna go?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, Celso.
I do what I do, you know?
You do what you do.
I do what I do.
You are not kidding.
We need to find a good place to get you just like a setup for this.
Yeah. I'm happy to be on anytime.
Yeah, if we ever have the ability to put you in front of a camera consistently in a studio setting,
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna do it.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, this is all of these were incredible. Can you like send us written out recipes?
Absolutely
We can
not.
post them. No.
Yeah.
All right.
You gotta buy them on my page
There we go.
that I don't have.
Oh,
Okay.
He's already branded. We love it.
yeah.
I will tell
If you want to sign up on Patreon, I'll help you do it.
I'll send you I'll send you some. I was trying to word them out, but yes, they already know how to make them just by me saying it.
Yeah.
But I will give you the recipes.
It's always helpful.
Absolutely.
I
I
know
know like
I-
these are my specific
Yeah,
recipes. you know.
But
these are already online.
yeah, and of course all the specific drinks. If you want to give us a link for Boardroom, we'll absolutely post it in there. I mean, you know. And so you said you were gonna make yourself a mocktail.
Making
What
myself
are you
a
gonna do?
mocktail. I don't know. We need to see what my hand feels like grabbing, you know?
Just see how it turns out.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. Well, while you do that,
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. You know, oh my god, let's grab the tequila.
actually watching this all go down. You know. So for those watching, in case you weren't here at the very beginning, it's my buddy Celso. He's a bartender here in town. He's Boozy Mixologist or Boozy Mixologist.
Boozy Mixologist. I don't even know.
I'll find
Instagram
it.
is CVL Boozy Mixologist, and my TikTok is Boozy Mixologist.
Yeah.
Somehow
So,
she knows that.
we will get the link in there with the name and everything, so we'll make sure everybody knows the right place to go. But he's making us Day of the Dead themed drinks. Everything has been immaculate. Like some of the best cocktails I've ever had in my life. And
big head after today, dude.
you should. You should. Joke I wanted to make, but it's a family-friendly show. So I won't. But, you know,
I'm glad I haven't slipped up.
he's done great. You know, I am super happy about these. And I think, you know, wait, do you want to, what is it?
That's just a Paloma at this point. Yeah.
Looks delicious.
Mocktail.
Oh, okay, cool. You're done.
Yeah.
I was thinking now that we're through all the drinks,
I think it's a perfect time for
I think
questions.
it's perfect time for super chats.
All right, I'll bring them over so that way I'll make sure we in frame and then go through them.
I am going to claim this this guy because
Do it.
I really liked it. Surprisingly, I'm not taking the margarita.
Rim Reaper, hell yeah, Patty.
Yeah,
Second margarita.
yeah, ladies, come on
I
up.
love it, right?
Yes. Oh,
Don't get
come
too
on over.
harmed, guys.
You guys can be in front of the camera.
Yeah.
You've both been in front of the
Yeah,
camera.
you're welcome.
Yeah.
Kat, if you want to come back, feel free.
Aiden,
Get everybody.
looks like you got the ciderita.
You know what? I sounds like I won.
Oh, well, Archie, come here. Let's get the whole crew back here. Come here, bud. Come here.
All right.
Oh, there's a-
The Sky King 5 for Canadian $20 starts us off with saying, hello, Lord Papas. You gonna go?
Lord Daddies. That's what I call you guys.
Saying, loved the October videos, and I would love to see more things like that on this channel. The Halloween one in particular was really interesting.
I would love to do more ones like the Halloween one. It's just, it seems that very few people wanted to watch it. So that's the kind of stuff we want to do on History Hut once I eventually have time for History Hut.
Well, everyone has one though. Salud.
Oh, I don't have one at all. Wait.
Salud.
hello, Cardi.
To anyone we wish to remember, and to everyone watching.
There we go.
I made it, Mom.
Yeah, but let us know what kind of things specifically within, any of our videography that you have an interest in seeing more of.
Mhm.
We've got a couple things in the pipeline that we're going to be working on. One thing in particular that we're going to try and do is more movie-related stuff, just to, break up the research needs to some extent, and you'll see a little bit more of me at least once a month. But yeah, we love doing stuff like that. It's just a matter of what you guys are willing to watch. So if you like something like the Halloween video, send it out to your friends and let people know that, it's something interesting and worth watching. It allows us to keep doing content like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's word of mouth is probably the best advertising out there for us. So that's a very legitimate point.
I would say so. Following that up from Surfing Cowboy for $5 says, "Hi, Aidan. I'm a bit confused about the Simpsons seed and feed joke. Could you please explain it?"
What?
I don't know.
I think it's on the wrong channel.
No, that it was definitely just, the seed. And,
I'm unfamiliar.
I don't.
It's from The Simpsons, I guess.
I don't know what's being referenced.
Nor do I.
Seed and feed.
I'll look it up.
We'll have to find out.
They're referencing seed and feed. I don't know.
I don't know. The White Trash Panda for $2.22. Love the specificity. Says, birds aren't real. I would disagree. Birds are very real, and they destroy cowboys.
Woo!
Go birds. Killing the official data for $2 says 23-28 Eagles, everybody. Yes, indeed. Was that the final?
Yeah.
Love it. Love to see it.
I think my team plays y'all next year. So.
What team is it?
Chargers. Bolt up.
Richard Henderson for $9.99 says, "What's your opinion of the new For Honor hero Ocelots?"
Huh? These are such specific questions.
They are. They're very specific.
I haven't played For Honor.
Aren't they dropping Aztec team too? Or is that the new one?
Oh, that might be what they're referencing. That's probably Ocelot, if that's the name of the character? Yeah, that's probably what
Ocelotto. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see. I just saw. I've never played For Honor, but I'm about to now, just because I saw they were about to drop like an Aztec crew. So
yeah,
like,
it does seem cool.
I'm about to hop on that.
100%. Noble Weeaboo for $5.
What a name.
Incredible username. The East Asian festivals are a hybrid of Buddhism and Confucianism. Predates Day of the Dead by a couple hundred years, apparently. Interesting.
Yeah, that's the fascinating stuff.
Is that if they know? Is that the King Ming I was trying to talk about? Like,
Yeah, if you could drop the names of them, please.
QING and then MING.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's pretty fascinating how many cultures had festivals related to this
Yeah.
around this time of year.
It makes sense considering, the coming of autumn and a lot of the leaves falling off the trees. It's a
Yeah.
very, death-centric.
Yeah, and winter wasn't a very scary time.
Yeah.
For a lot of human history, winter was the one time of the year where you were genuinely afraid of dying of starvation or exposure. It was not a good time.
No. Hey, but they're getting rid of daylight savings time, so for a lot of people, that's exciting.
Yeah,
Did we save it?
we had daylight savings today, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We both woke up and at like 8:30 in the morning, we're both like,
Why are we awake?
I was being 7, and I'm like,
Yeah.
no way! I got like my normal 6 hours of sleep. I was like, it's 7. I need
We're
one
not
more hour.
out of bed before like 10 a.m.
No, it was bad.
Amazing.
I'm like sitting there. I'm like, it's not even 9 on my computer. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's Sunday.
Greg Grando for $2 says, so what's your guys' favorite cocktails? It's a great question.
Ooh.
So mine, I mentioned it earlier. It's actually one that I've been making, and I don't know if it actually exists out there. I like to think that I actually created it, but I make the cayenne pepper jalapeno simple syrup for it.
Gotcha.
And it's the red guava juice, nice and sweet, with obviously tequila, 2 ounces, magic number. Sometimes even if you get a mezcal with it, it kind of makes it a little more smokier, but you get the spicy of the jalapeno and the cayenne. Tahini rim, lime juice, typical thing. I don't know. I call it El Mariachi, which is mariachi band, but it's El Mariachi, which is from like one of my favorite trilogy movies. With 2 of the movies had Antonio Banderas.
I love it.
So if you guys are familiar, I think the first movie is called El Mariachi, then the second is Desperado.
Are they Spanish speaking?
No.
Oh, okay.
And then, well, kind of, yeah, it's like on and off. Johnny Depp was in the last one.
Oh, okay.
Really? The last one was Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
What are they
That was
about?
the first film.
Oh,
Basically,
I
a
watched that.
mariachi
Great.
killer hitman, dude.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I think I've
Once
seen
Upon a
it.
Time in Mexico is a fantastic
Yeah.
film.
And then if you watch Desperado, that's the first one.
I didn't realize it was part of a trilogy.
It is, yeah.
I feel like I've
Oh, well,
seen
yeah.
a part of one of those films. I can't remember who directed them, but I feel like I've seen
Well,
some of it.
Salma Hayek is the female protagonist, which is she's my favorite.
Fully understand.
Not enough big movies out there dealing with America and Mexico at the same time.
No.
Like, but everyone that I've seen has been phenomenal. Like Sicario was one of the best movies.
Another
I've ever
Deakins
seen.
movie.
Yeah, but I feel like it's weird that there's not that many stories about that, considering how much the 2 countries have shared a history.
I would love to see a Grant biopic. Well, because he spent a lot of time in the Spanish-American War. Or the Mexican-American War.
I see you, Greg. Looking at one of the things he said.
Amazing.
Take it
You
from
know
me.
what I'm talking about.
I just feel like, well, that would be a great way to incorporate that, especially considering one of the most contentious points in that, relationship.
I'm sorry.
What's your guys' favorite?
Yeah, so anybody else favorite cocktails?
I have historically been an old-fashioned guy, but I'm coming around to whiskey sours, especially when Celso is making them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
If you got whiskey, I can whip it up right now.
I wish I had a bottle of whiskey right now. I just ran.
If not,
I
I could just
brought
make you
one
another tequila sour, if anything. just not gonna have that whiskey bite to
You
it.
know,
I'm honestly surprised
tasting this.
that your apartment doesn't have whiskey in it right now.
Yeah.
It's shocking.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. I have a bottle of vodka in there that I'm trying to get through, but I hate vodka.
It's a very
Take me a
slow
while.
process. It's been a very slow process.
If you like the whiskey sour, man, try a gimlet.
A what?
I can also whip that up right now.
A what?
Gimlet?
They're really yummy.
What is it?
It's just vodka lime juice and sweetened lime juice.
I'd be happy to try it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have vodka in the fridge.
Gotcha.
Amanda, favorite cocktail?
Currently, an espresso martini. I do love espresso martinis.
Fair. Yeah, what about you?
So recently I was turned on to the Clover Club, which is a cocktail that actually originated in a Philadelphia club
Really?
a while ago. Yeah, so
I read
There's-
that in the book. Yep.
yeah, there's gin and raspberry and egg whites. So it's got that nice little foam layer on top. It's just delicious. I think it's really well balanced. And
Yeah.
I love all those flavors. So
She's-
that's my current favorite right now.
She is a big gin and egg white girl with her cocktails.
I'm just
Gin
I just
fizz?
love
You
foam.
like a gin
oh,
fizz?
you know I love a gin fizz.
Excellent.
What else we got?
You're the only one that didn't answer. What's your favorite cocktail?
What is the cocktail that I get frequently at Rivertown?
Oh, the Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
It's kind of like an espresso martini, but with whiskey instead of vodka.
Yeah, it's similar to that, but they changed the recipe slightly to make it instead of Bruce Wayne, it's a Batman, and they add mezcal in it.
Whoa.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's yeah, mezcal.
It's like a mezcal.
Yeah, so you just live a really smoky, weird espresso martini.
Yeah. I mean, I also just enjoy scotch neat,
You've rocked
so there's that. Usually, if I'm drinking liquor, if I'm not having a cocktail made at a nice place, I'm just drinking it straight.
I would say your favorite cocktail would be anything with like a DC Comics reference in it.
Basically, yeah. Somebody make a Superman. I'll drink all the hell. Celso?
Well, like I said, it's the El Mariachi drink that I made.
Ooh. Oh god.
And it's a DC. Speaking of DC drinks, I have a Bruce Wayne one too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually it's you can only drink it if you're orphaned.
God. What about the thoughts on a Superman cocktail?
Thoughts on a Superman cocktail, man? I'm thinking green for kryptonite, but then I'm also thinking of something super cold and icy just for the Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah.
When it comes to something like that, I like to think more something on those lines. Nothing red or blue.
Yeah.
That's like the typical go-to.
No, but I like that. It's subtle in that
Yeah.
sense. Can I challenge you with making a Superman cocktail?
Give me some time. I'll whip something up. Because I don't know if I have anything here.
Oh, it doesn't have to be tonight. I just mean in general.
I got you.
We're gonna walk into boardroom like at a random night.
Here's the Fortress of Solitude. Oh, chunk of ice in a cup, bro.
I'm so ready. I'll just bite it. Just munch it. Love it.
What do we got next?
Miss Maury for $5 says, I'm CMDR, Shepard, and
Commander Shepard.
Oh, Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite margarita on the Citadel. Do you wish people happy Dia De Los Muertos? Is there a proper thing for that?
So I've never actually, gone to some, yeah, Feliz Dia De Los Muertos. You can, just because like, it's not disrespectful.
Mhm.
I mean, you're wishing them
Yeah.
to have a good time, and that's what it's all about. It's to have a good time.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't go to a funeral and be like, hey man, it's fucking dead.
Yeah. Thanks, Phil.
But Feliz Dia de los Muertos on that occasion, absolutely, it's all about celebration. And then if you wish them to have a good time, I don't see what's wrong with that.
Gotcha. So is there a proper?
I wouldn't say. I would at least try to keep it all Spanish, with Feliz Dia de los Muertos.
Okay.
And then cool.
All right. Yeah.
Really quickly before we go to the next super chat,
You
Woken
gotta
World.
do
Yeah,
it's a
love that.
Namor.
Love that. Woken World just said, did he whip up a concept for Tears of Tartaria yet? Which I think would be
Yeah, we should give that one to you.
hilarious.
We did a set of videos on this conspiracy theory that all of world history is fake. The Irish were the original human beings and the original civilization, and that they spread eastward to create a civilization in Siberia, which also extended into America and is actually who built the pyramids and all of that. It's complete nonsense, and we proved it to be complete nonsense, so much so that the guy who we were arguing with basically kind of tapped out. And so we're doing Tears of Tartaria would be a good cocktail.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Next up would be Kellen, the official Vader from 556 says, no rush, boys. Just wanted to know if your hat's fit okay. I'm picking it up tomorrow morning, unless you already do it.
I did not.
Excellent. Yeah, I have to go get my car inspected, so I'll be doing that on the way. I actually have to schedule the appointment to get my car inspected, so I'll be doing that on the way. But yeah, Kellen, thank you for sending those over.
Yes,
Looking forward
I'm
to
excited
trying
to
them
pop
on.
them on.
And then the last super chat we have as of right now is Miss Maury for $5 says, thanks to you, I knew I needed to text my boss and tell her sorry her team lost tonight.
Ha! Good.
Love that.
Good.
After how, I usually don't condone gloating about these things, especially when the Eagles are expected to win the games, but Dallas.
You want to know what my favorite part of tonight was?
What?
In relation to the game specifically?
What?
Was when Dallas did the brotherly shove.
Try.
No, they got it.
They didn't do.
No,
They
They attempted it.
It doesn't matter if they got it.
They
It
got
didn't
it.
look right.
No. But the best part is that they got it for a yard. The next possession we got, it was first down, and we were like, no, we're doing it. And we got it for 4 yards. So,
I like how Nick Sirianni's just like, absolutely not.
yeah.
No, negative.
Not on our turf.
Literally.
You do not come to Philadelphia and do the brotherly shove.
Yeah. We will shove you back to Dallas.
Yes. Oh.
Oh, so good.
Has anything else come through? Or are there any questions in there that you've seen that are like really, really solid that we should
Happy
answer?
birthday, Orty!
Love it. Yeah, I'll take a look.
Also, just so you guys know, this upcoming Friday, November the 10th, right?
Yes.
Yes. November the 10th, you all have to watch the video because it's my birthday.
Yes, it's literally his
Did you
birthday.
have to watch the
double
video.
check your birthday with
No, I was
me?
double checking Friday was the 10th. I was double checking that Friday was the 10th. God.
Here's an interesting one. RK Artist says, will you guys do a blob lore for Blobfest?
Oh, we can absolutely do a blob lore video. We'll do it at the Colonial.
Yeah,
We can sit at the Colonial and do it.
we absolutely should. We're planning. We haven't done anything official for this yet, but we're planning to have a booth during Blobfest this coming
A
year.
Lore Lodge booth for Blobfest, and we could probably do the show live from the Colonial. I can talk to Drew.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
And the Rim Reaper strikes again.
First strikes again.
Bro, that's what they called me in prison too. The Rim Reaper. Bussy buffet. All you can eat. Bussy buffet.
Amazing. Yeah, a lot of people asking about the Tears of Tartaria.
Oh, we had one from Creative Artley.
Oh yeah, that just came in. Creativa Artley for $4.99 says, my birthday was Friday. Enjoying the
happy
stream,
birthday.
guys. Happy belated birthday.
Happy belated.
Our video was your gift. Sorry you didn't like it, apparently. God.
Was it
No,
your
nobody
fault?
seems to have liked the video.
You were complaining about it
The people who watched it seem to
Every
have liked
time Celso spills the Aidan's drink.
Yeah. He's only spoke a couple times tonight, and I think we've definitely drank more than he's spilled.
I love that they were able to spell my name appropriately too.
it. Yeah? Well, I did put it in the description.
Oh,
Don't give him too much credit.
Yeah, that's it on questions. See
All
if any
right.
new ones came in.
Yeah, well,
No, that's about it.
yeah, I mean, you know what? I had a great time tonight. So, do you want to shout out your socials and everything again really quick? And for anybody who's in the area, I know approximately 1% of our audience is from the Philadelphia area, Pennsylvania generally, but I think Philly is pretty big.
Yep.
You do weddings, do you not?
I do everything. I've done bat mitzvahs. I did a 300-person baby shower, which is I found out once I got there.
What?
It was a baby shower plus Dominican Republic's Independence Week.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
It was just a huge fest. I loved it. And I was like, I wish they would have told me because I would have really gone all out with the bar for them.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a baby shower.
Yeah.
It's a drink for the baby boy that was being born.
Mhm.
But nah, man, if they would have told me this was for also the Dominican Republic Independence Week, which my ignorance led me to not know because that week was it.
Yeah,
You know?
that's-
To be fair,
Yeah, it was
there's a lot of Independence Days around the world.
But yeah, weddings, birthday. I've done birthday parties. The big 4-0, 5-0, all those. Those seem to be the ones where they want to hire bartenders. Labor Day weekend parties.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I do events. I do have it's all listed on my socials too. There's a link to my website to submit a form. Also to get an idea. I run classes too, cocktail classes for people. Which is not just cocktails. I also teach you just basic knowledge behind the bar. Essentially, you could probably land a job with one of my classes.
That sounds like a pretty good value.
I've gone to bars that are opening up or that just have brand new staff, and I'll do a 3-hour bartending class for them and get them ready for their opening week.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So basically, what's your range on that? Would you say? How many hours drive are you willing to do for a job?
It's just got to be within PA. I mean, if it's anything past 20 miles, anything more than 20 miles, I start charging mileage.
Gotcha.
But within 20 miles, no extra charge. Just after 20 miles, I start considering mileage.
Yeah.
all that
It's
stuff.
understandable, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
as long as it's within PA, if I can do it,
yeah. Well, we'll have any link you want to give us to have people follow or reach out for service or whatever.
CVL Boozy Mixologist on Instagram or Boozy Mixology on TikTok, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And we will have all of that listed in the description after the show too. So, all right. Well, Aidan, do you want to, or can one of you go behind
Yeah,
the
I'll
computer?
take care of it. We got one more super chat that came in.
Sure.
It just says, late lasagna for $13.37. Love the specificity. Said, love the content. Y'all have a good night. And
Thank
I couldn't
you.
think of a better one to end it on.
Buenas
right.
noches.
Everybody, thank you so much for hanging out. This has been the Lore Lodge cocktail stream and Halloween and Dia De Los Muertos celebration. So, we'll see you on the next one.